Peace, family, and welcome to Denali Vision. I am your host, LeVar Anderson, and I'm bringing nothing but facts, and I'm on a quest for justice, and it has been one hell of a fight. My son, Denali Anderson, was savagely murdered at an underage drinking party in Pasco, Washington on August 6, 2022 by a group of teenagers that call themselves the Tri City Blitz gang. Over the past 15 months, not only have I had to deal with the death of my son, but I've had to deal with unprofessional detectives, unethical prosecutors and advocates, and uncooperative judges. This is my raw and unfiltered truth on how one man, my son, was murdered by the city, tortured by the county, and buried by the state. On the last video, protected by an entire system, which was a little long, and I made a conscious effort going forward to keep the videos between 5 to 10 minutes, I was able to share information with you on a white Jeep driven by Isabel Lepez, clearly involved in the murder, and she needs to be prosecuted. So who will help me get that done? On that video, I was able to show you how detectives and prosecutors consciously choose not to properly investigate and prosecute Isabel based on race, her being white. On today's program, we'll discuss the overall lack of investigations and prosecutions on behalf of Pasco Police detectives and Franklin County prosecutors as a whole. This is murdered by the city, tortured by the county, buried by the state. So let's get into it. I want to start off, family, by reading an article from KEPR News that was dated March 2023. According to the documents, detectives found 2 bullet holes in the center and passenger side of the front windshield. In addition, the front of the vehicle's grille, where the headlights and fog lights were located, also showed evidence of being shot. More than 70 shell cases along the scene, and the detective determined that the shell casings came from at least 3 different guns. On October 19, 2022, a nationwide warrant was issued for the arrest of Combs. The following day, detectives found Combs. The following day, they found Combs at an apartment in the 1800 block of Jadwin Ave in Richland. Combs was taken into custody for suspicion of aggravated murder in the first degree. Detectives also obtained a search warrant at the apartment and recovered a short-barrel shotgun inside the laundry room. Now, detectives arrested Carnell Green on October 26, 2022 for suspicion of rendering criminal assistance in the first degree. Law enforcement learned Green had stored a gun at his home in Kennewick the day after the shooting. A search of Green's home led to the discovery of a 9mm firearm that was consistent with the gun that was used in the shooting. Now, also arrested was Shania Guevara, Maya Williams, and Marlon Pratt Jr. with rendering criminal assistance in the first degree, and their bail was set at $75,000 apiece because she is white. Not to mention, Pratt had a nationwide warrant issued for his arrest, and he was just caught in Las Vegas after a year on the run and extradited back to Kennewick. Now, he had a nationwide warrant issued for rendering criminal assistance, while the suspect in my son's case is on $10,000 bail for rendering criminal assistance, a $65,000 difference. Okay. In my son's case, the suspect violates bail after bailing out on $10K because it was extremely low. Not once has to appear before the judge when scheduled for court, but never misses her boyfriend's court appearance. And we can't even get a warrant issued if the suspect signed it herself. Now, are we starting to see a pattern? Isaiah Combs' bail, $1 million because she's white. While first-degree murder in my son's case, the suspects get $250,000 bail. And the judge agreed that $250,000 bail was low for murder in the first, but did she do anything to correct that? No. Now, again, back to the article. The murder occurred on October 15th. On October 19th, 4 days later, a nationwide warrant was issued. A nationwide warrant was issued for first-degree rendering criminal assistance. $75,000 bail was issued for rendering criminal assistance. $1 million bail was issued for murder in the first degree. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell does this have to do with my case? Well, let me go ahead and break that down for you. So let's get into it. The officer that his mother had been in contact with At about 4:20 hours, I received a text from Jania saying there were already videos of the incident going around on social media. She mentioned there were a few people that could be involved in the death of her son. One person was Jay Shada, J3, Zane's boyfriend, baby daddy, and a male named Angel. Jania mentioned that they hang out with a male named Carnell Green Osmond. Okay. I had a conversation with Jania via text until about 5:15 on 8/7/2022. I advised her that we would be working hard on this case, but I was off duty until 11 a.m. So she told him that night, or that morning, Carnell Green Osmond. Okay. Carnell Green. Wait a minute. Arrested October 26th for rendering criminal assistance. No one was arrested in Denali's case until August 12th, 6 days later. But we got a nationwide warrant issued in 4 and arrested in the whole group in 12. Okay, great. That same officer, I came back on duty at 11 a.m. and she started texting pictures and videos of social media regarding the death of her son. She mentioned a female relative, Zane Davis, had been sending her videos of that night and people who were involved, which I go back to my first video. Unfortunately, she already knew that he was dead, but I'm so glad that she didn't tell me because that was the piece that I had, the last little bit of the unknown. Now, she mentioned that morning that there was a male named Isaiah Combs that was involved in the shooting. Now, Isaiah Combs didn't get arrested until October 19th when a nationwide warrant was issued, and then they found him the next day. But we told them that same morning Isaiah Combs was involved in the shooting. Do I know if he was or not? I don't know. But the witnesses say that. Okay, great. Good job, detectives. I asked her to keep me in the loop as to what she was hearing. She said that she would. Now, that same officer, remind you, that was 11 a.m. I attended a briefing at 1600, which would be 4 p.m., with detectives regarding the weapons call. Now, during that meeting, I was designated to locate Zane Davis. So when he showed up at 4, he was designated, hey, you go find and locate Zane Davis because we know she was there. She has the phone. She has videos. We got more information than we know. Go locate Zane Davis. So they tried to get her to the station for an interview. Okay. So I went to the address at 1011 Cleveland Street, apartment C in Kennewick. I sat on surveillance for about an hour. I mean, he didn't go knock on the door. You didn't bring a team. He sat on surveillance for about an hour or so and watched as Zane walked out of her apartment. Okay. Angel lives in those same complex. J3 was inside the apartment. There's 3 suspects right there. Okay. So once she walked out of the apartment, I contacted her and asked if she would be willing to come to the police station for an interview. Just like they asked Isabel Lepes if she wants to come in for an interview. The girl has the phone. You did warrants for cell phones that you found in Cheeky's car. You did a warrant for the cell phone that you found in that belonged to Caden. But you don't do a warrant for Zane's phone who has the videos of the murder and is there. But you ask her if she would like to come in. Okay. Sorry for ranting. I'm going on. I'm telling you, this is just raw emotions. And I'm getting it a little better. I'm getting it all together. But after a few phone calls to detectives, Zane agreed to meet with detectives for an interview on 8/8/2022 around 8 a.m. Now, this is Sunday at 4. You're going to have her come in on Monday at 8, but she has the phone. And then on Monday, she still doesn't even show up and still doesn't give them the phone. Great job. Great job. And lastly, the narrative. I am a commissioned officer for the city of Pasco and Franklin County on 8/9 at 10 a.m. I, Officer Upton, was off duty on a scheduled day off and not working patrol. I was given information from a member of the community about the homicide of Denali Anderson. That specific individual wished to remain confidential. This individual stated that they had ears to the streets and they were hearing that Denali was murdered by 3 individuals, which we know there was more, and we have proof. And that's why I'm going after everybody, anybody involved. They were described as late teens or early 20s males. Now, this confidential source stated that after the shooting, the suspects were seen running to a silver Prius that was driven by the two teenage-related girls, but I'm not going to mention their names because they're minors, but you will see the actual documents when I get to them on the next video. Those suspects were seen running to that silver Prius. The same silver Prius that Zane was waiting in, asking J3 when he jumped in if he needed more bullets because, he always empties his clip, as he stated. And that they had pictures of the suspects running to the Prius. So somebody was out there and they got pictures of the suspects running to the Prius. The confidential source did not disclose how they came of the pictures. All right, maybe somebody sent them or maybe they took them. I was sent 3 pictures, one which was timestamped at 23:17 hours. It appears that a taller, slender male wearing jeans, white shoes, and a dark hoodie runs and gets into the back seat on the driver's side of the Prius. Okay, so now there was only 2 people that were mentioned that ran to that Prius. And I'm going to give you that clear evidence on paper. It said J3, Jay Shada, Zane's boyfriend, and Derek Jackson. And that's on paper. I didn't make it up. Now, I was also sent a picture that was taken off of someone's phone viewing a Snapchat story. This picture is of a Hispanic male named Angel. Now, the confidential source stated that they did not know what Angel's last name was. However, they stated that he was the suspect who shot Denali. The confidential source also gave the name Carnell Green Osmond. They were unsure if it was one person or 2 people, but was sure that the name Osmond was the individual who shot Caden Gawith. Now, the confidential source stated that the names given were going live on Instagram and bragging that they committed the murder, which I uploaded a short of that. Don't want to get in those expletives, but you can go check out that short for yourself, please. I will be uploading more. And they stated that the name Isaiah Combs was involved, but did not elaborate if Combs was involved in the murder. So let me go ahead and wrap this up for y'all. On October 15th, Isaiah Combs is involved in the shooting. October 19th, a nationwide warrant was issued, and he was arrested. Carnell Green arrested. But only after, unfortunately, the white girl was killed. We told them that same night who was involved. They had videos and pictures that same night of who was involved. The lack of prosecution and investigation on the whole Tri City area police department has failed y'all. And I hope your children stay safe. Because mine and 2 others that I know of have been victims, murdered, kidnapped, drug deals gone wrong by the Tri City Blitz gang. Who's still running amok? And I have plenty more videos to come, shorts to come, so stay tuned. It's real sad, y'all. They didn't go after these people, and another life was taken. So I'd like to wrap that up, and I'd like to say peace to my son, my brother, my friend. I walk in your strength, legacy, and power today and every day. Murdered by the city, tortured by the county, buried by the state. Stay tuned.